The millionaire had built his empire from nothing, yet in his old age, wealth brought him no peace. His greatest worry was not business, but family, especially his son's wife. She was elegant, well-spoken, and admired in social circles, but something about her kindness always felt rehearsed. She smiled easily at parties, donated publicly to charities, and spoke sweetly to the cameras. But when the doors closed, she barely acknowledged the staff. The old man wondered, would she still be kind if she thought no one was watching? So he made a decision that would test her heart in a way money never could. Early one morning, he disguised himself as a poor garbage-collecting woman. He wore faded pink overalls, an old cap, gloves with holes, and dirt smudged across his face. He bent his back, practiced slow steps, and picked up a broom. When he looked in the mirror, even he barely recognized himself. That morning, he stood outside a luxury shopping street where he knew his daughter-in-law would pass with her friends. He leaned on his broom, pretending to rest, his heart pounding harder than any business negotiation he had ever faced. Soon, laughter echoed down the street. His daughter-in-law approached with two friends, all dressed in expensive clothes, talking loudly and carelessly. When they saw the old woman, one of the friends wrinkled her nose. Another whispered something, and they giggled. The daughter-in-law stopped, looked him up and down, and smirked. "Some people really should know their place," she said coldly. "This area is for respectable people, not trash collectors." Her words stung more than he expected. She didn't know it was him, yet her cruelty felt deeply personal. As they walked away laughing, his hands trembled around the broom. A few steps later, something unexpected happened. The old man pretended to stumble, dropping his broom. It clattered loudly against the pavement. People passed by, some glanced, others ignored him completely. Then, a young woman from a nearby cafe rushed over. She helped him up gently and picked up the broom. "Are you okay, ma'am?" she asked with sincere concern. She offered him water and insisted he sit down. The daughter-in-law watched from a distance, her smile fading slightly, but she still turned away, embarrassed to be associated with someone like that. That evening, the millionaire returned home and cleaned himself up. The next day, he called a family gathering. His son, daughter-in-law, and several relatives sat in the grand living room, confused about the sudden meeting. Slowly, the old man walked in, this time in his tailored suit, confident and dignified. Then he spoke. He told them about a poor old woman who had been mocked, ignored, and judged simply because of her clothes. He described the kindness of a stranger and the cruelty of someone who thought status defined worth. Finally, he revealed the truth. The room went silent. His daughter-in-law's face drained of color as she realized who that garbage woman really was. Tears welled in her eyes as shame replaced pride. She tried to explain, to apologize, but the words came out weak. The millionaire raised his hand gently. "I don't need excuses," he said calmly. "I needed to see your heart. Wealth can be inherited, but character must be earned." He then announced that the majority of his charitable foundation would now be managed by the young woman who had helped him on the street, not because she was poor, but because she was kind when no one was watching. Turning to his daughter-in-law, he added, "If you want to stay in this family, learn compassion first." That day, a fortune remained intact, but a far more valuable lesson was finally learned.